Hi everyone, my name is Noreen.
And I'm Jeffrey, and we're here to talk about safe driving. Did you know in the US, from ages 1 to 54, driving and road accidents actually are the leading cause of death in the United States? So we're just here to discuss some steps and ways we can prevent these road accidents and learn tips on safe driving. So, Noreen, why is safe driving such a big deal and a big major topic for us?
I think safe driving is a big deal to us because it impacts not only ourselves, but our families, our communities, and even our church.
Yeah, that's very true. And Noreen, what are some common ways that we can get and cause impaired driving?
So, some of the things that I thought of was using prescription drugs, possibly being fatigued, tired, or even being stressed out. And there are some other distractions that can also lead to impaired driving, such as cell phone use or even other passengers in your vehicle.
Yeah, I'm definitely a victim of using my cell phone, especially like at the stoplight. But one of the ways, and it's actually very prevalent, especially to healthcare workers or anyone really who has a night shift, they get very fatigued. And I actually used to work for some months night shift, and I really experienced fatigue that morning when I was driving home. And I mean, it's like you're so helpless. You try to like slap yourself, you try to like pour water on your face, like nothing works. I mean, it'll work for like 10 seconds and it just stops and you're back to that sleepy mode. So I'd really, say that night shift workers and driving home from their shift can cause, very dangerous situations. So I would suggest that they, sleep well before their shift, eat well, and just be safe while they go home. Talk to someone on the phone. Keep your windows open while driving. Those are some ways the night shift workers can stay safe on the road.
Yeah, Jeffrey, I totally agree. Sometimes when I'm driving home late from campus, I'll turn the music up really loud, so I pay attention to the road and I'm keeping my eyes open.
That's awesome. Yeah. There are a lot of new drivers on the road, especially when you're like 15 and 8 months. You just can't wait to get to 15 and 9 months to get your learner's permit. And which allows a lot of kids, right, and teenagers to be on the road. How do you think they can stay safe on the road, especially these high schoolers that get their learner's permit?
Yeah, so I think high school, that around the age group is around ninth or 10th grade. I think by implementing in schools, like having maybe like an assembly or like a seminar about safe driving, also using real life stories, I think that really hits home to a lot of people, and also using statistics.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, what are some tips that you have for these new drivers?
Um, Personally, I would say, one of the most important things you can do is follow the rules as much as we don't like rules. If you just follow the rules, right? You go along the speed limit. Well, you get in the car, you put your seatbelt, you pray. You make sure your mirrors are aligned. You start the car and you go and you just follow the rules. You like stop when it's red. You don't try to on the yellow. You slow down. You stop at the stop sign, not slow down at the stop sign. But yeah, it's just mainly following the rules, making sure you're aware of your surroundings. I think that's very big. And distracted driving isn't good at all, right? Anything can cause a distraction, like mainly phone. So just being aware of your surroundings, not having any distractions, and following the rules, I would say are like the top things for a new driver to just be aware of. And then, as you drive, especially for new drivers, you just build experience. The judgment of where to stay in your lane, how close to be on the curb when you turn, how fast you need to go on, let's say, the freeway versus a street. And just practice makes perfect. The more you drive, it'll come naturally to you. So for new drivers, just be safe out there. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. When I first started driving, my parents always taught me that I should either keep my phone in my pocket or in my bag so I'm not tempted to pull it out.
Yeah, and you bring up parents, they actually have a pretty big influence, right, on a kid's life in general, but especially when they start to drive. The children observe their parents in everything, especially when it comes to driving too. Do you have any tips on how parents can play a big part in their kids driving?
Yeah, you're totally correct. Parents set a huge example for their kids, starting ages maybe 4 or 5 years old even, by always wearing their seatbelt, always following road laws, and always paying attention to the road. They can set a good example for their kids, and their kids will grow up to be good drivers as well.
Yeah, and sometimes parents also use their phones or get distracted with things or maybe not follow laws. I mean, we all make mistakes, but kids are watching and they definitely observe and learn and try to copy what parents do. So they do play a big impact on their kids driving.
Yeah, speaking of parents, I do have a story about safe driving about my dad actually.
Oh, nice.
So a couple months ago, he had to go get a dental procedure in which the endodontist gave him some sort of anesthetic drugs to, keep him relaxed during the procedure. So we knew that these drugs can impair driving. So I took the initiative to take him to his appointment and take him back home safely. And after he was finished with his appointment, I knew he wasn't going to be able to drive. So I'm glad I was there to help him out.
That's awesome. That's a wonderful story, Noreen. That's awesome. You were there for your dad when he needed you to just drive him home safe, and you're a trusted driver. So good job.
So being a trusted driver not only protects yourself as a driver, it also protects your passengers and other drivers that are around you. It was so nice having this conversation with you about safe driving. I learned a lot.
Yeah, Noreen, thanks. It was fun discussing this with you. And, I hope that, we learn from each other and we stay safe on the road and protect ourselves and others as well. Thanks for the insight. And friends, God has given us the ability to drive, the ability to have cars. And it's our part to keep ourselves safe by following the rules, making sure we're keeping ourselves safe, our family members safe, but also those around us safe, whoever's driving on the road. So buckle those seatbelts, make sure you stay away from the phones while driving, and stay safe on the road. Take care.